What's going on, everybody? I'm Primalliquid and welcome to my guide for Disgaea 7. In this video, I'm going to show you guys not only how to farm pretty much every currency in the game, I'm going to show you the fastest way to do it for all three of them. So let's talk about how to farm an infinite amount, yes, infinite amount of RP, item reincarnation points, and HL. Now, why are each of these important? Firstly, HL is obviously used for a few different things. You've got the bog standard normal store here that absolutely nobody will ever care about. There is the HL cost for healing, and we also have the HL cost for item creation. However, there is one other thing it's used for as well, and that is item duping. And item duping is going to cost you billions per item, especially once you start making perfect items. So HL is going to be one that you want to get a lot of. Next up, we have item reincarnation points. Now, why are these important? Well, item reincarnation is pretty much the staple in Disgaea 7 for becoming overpowered. And as you can see in the upper right hand side, I have 380 million right now. Quite a lot when you compare the actual costs of the items. So yeah, pretty cheap to upgrade things compared to the amount of reincarnation points I have. However, believe it or not, those 380 million will actually go quite quickly just because of how many times you are going to have to reincarnate items, whether it's for higher stats to stack up them or for extra properties. The final one is RP. Now, why is RP important? Well, as you can see, I've got over 1 trillion right now. I've got 1.2 trillion. You use RP for two different things. The first one is the hospital gacha system, which you see here. Now, this can give you a bunch of rewards ranging from money, EXP, mana for the juice bar stats, and innocence, as well as some equipment and evilities as well. So, with that said, what else can you do with it? Well, the curry system from Disgaea 5 has returned, albeit slightly modified. You do need a billion RP to use the potions for 100 fights. So, you are going to be needing quite a lot of RP. Now, the good news here is you can farm all three of these at once. Kinda. So what we're going to do first and foremost is you are going to need at least a few characters for this method, okay? 100% make sure you use Pbird. Now, Pbird is really important simply due to the fact her innate evilities increase her HP and SP depending on how much HL you actually have. This allows her to get a massive HP boost, okay? Also, what you want to do is make sure you master all the classes on the characters that you are going to do this with. Now, I'm only doing this with 5 classes, okay? That is because that is all I've mastered the classes for so far. So I'm only doing this with 5 characters. However, this method will infinitely scale all the way up to the maximum number of characters allowed, which is 125. So again, be warned, you could end up really min-maxing this if you want to. Now, other than having all classes mastered, what I would suggest doing as well is while you're doing this method, go to the juice bar and spend your HP juice bar points. Remember, you are going to be getting some of this from the hospital, so make sure you just go ahead and spend the HP and the SP, fully increasing the HP and the SP for the characters that you are doing this with. As you can see right now, my Fuji is fully mastered. He has 1 billion HP from that. I haven't quite maxed out his SP yet, but if we take a look at my Pbird, she has 1 billion HP and 1 billion SP from the juice bar. That is the maximum that you can get from that. Also, when you are leveling the characters after you have mastered all the classes, make sure you reincarnate them down to level 1, put them in the Elite 4 squad, and use the evilities that increase HP and SP when leveling to get the absolute maximum boost. Lastly, when it comes to equipment, try and throw on as many items as possible that have increased HP on level up. Basically, HP growth rate. I don't have any to show you right now on this character. I do have some of the items somewhere, but I can't remember where they are. but it doesn't matter for this video. Next, once you have completely leveled all your characters, you've got all the boosts that you can, now we're going to sort of min and max this. So what I would suggest doing is equip the absolute best muscle equipment on your characters that you have. This is just to increase their extra HP. If you don't have a good muscle, you can also actually go ahead and use the orb items, which will increase your SP instead. Now, let's talk about evilities, shall we? Because this is actually really, really important. This is where all your growth is going to come from. Firstly, what you want to do, okay, is let me just load them all up on all of my characters right here. Okay, so we've got all the evilities we require right now. Ignore the main evilities. None of this matters whatsoever. Also, what I'm doing with these classes is I'm using the highest HP growth classes we have. And you can also boost HP and SP further by reincarnation as well. Now, evilities. So what we want first and foremost is you want these evilities in a very specific order. Okay, the order is extremely, extremely important for this. Firstly, we want the HP SP swap and attack int swap evility. This is only important because it swaps our HP and our SP. We are also using the movement skill, which gives us extra 5 movement but reduces our HP down to 1. Now, these two skills in conjunction means my SP is lowered down to 1 instead. So what I can do right now is if I remove the evility that swaps my HP and my SP around, as you can see, I now have 1 SP out of 3.97 billion. However, because I removed the swap ability, now my HP is only 1. So if I remove this evility entirely, I'm now on 1 SP and 1 HP, which means I can fully heal this character to generate more RP. We can also further increase the amount of RP we get by increasing our HP and our SP. There are 2 good evilities to do this with. Firstly is this one. I'm not sure of the name, however it is just a generic evility, do not worry about it. It increases your HP by 25%, and it also increases your SP by 25%. That is a really, really nice upgrade right there, as right now, with my HP, it's basically giving me 1 billion HP. That is a lot of new RP points being generated right there. And then we have this. This evility comes from the Valvatores DLC. It is a Valvatores evility. You are going to have to learn this on him, and then you can spread it to other characters. So unfortunately, you will not be able to use this evility at launch. However, once the DLC releases, you can then use it. However, do not worry, this evility is not required for this method. It just basically doubles the speed at the rate it works. What this does is you cannot heal other than using sardine items, so you can only use sardine items to heal. However, in exchange for that, your HP and SP is doubled. So that is how right now I am over 4 billion HP. Without this, I would only be on 2.6 billion. With this, I am at 4.3. Now, with this on all characters, it will then double my RP entirely. Now, what we're going to do, now that we've gone through all the evilities, let me just reload the RP farm. So what we're going to do now is, what I like to do is I start here with Parika, and I go all the way over to my end crab. This is basically just equipping the RP farm evility list, which I have made, which just contains these 4 evilities. So what we're going to do now is we are just going to remove the first 2 evilities, which is the HP and SP swap and the HP 1 ability. We're going to leave the other 2 on to keep the boost for that, and we're just going to remove the first 2 from each character. So as you can see right now, my HP and my SP is really, really low for all of them. If we take a look at my RP right now, I am at 1.192. So remember these numbers, 1192. Let's heal. It is going to cost me 5 billion HL. That's fine. So we've now healed. Remember, we are at 1192. So we have just gained nearly 20 billion RP for this. 20 billion RP. That is 200 UCs of this. That is 200 spins of the gacha. Okay. Now, that is how you farm RP. let's talk about HL and item points, because this method is the same. So firstly, what you want to do is go to the cheat shop and go to the auto sell. Enable auto sell and then select either HL or item points. For the sake of this video, I'm going to do HL. So remember, we just generated 20 billion RP. Okay? 100 spins of the highest tier gacha is only 100 million. So we just got 200 spins in, I don't know, 4 seconds, 4-5 seconds. That's all it takes to unequip the evilities. So take a look at my HL right now, okay? I am at 351 billion and, well, 351 billion. Let's just round it up, you know? So what we're going to do now is we're going to go to the gacha, and I'm just going to spin it a few times, okay? Remember, we're at 351 billion HL. And of course, we can do this 200 times for the amount of RP that I just generated. But I'm only going to do it a few times right now. So we'll do it a couple more times, and then we'll go and look at how much HL I have. Remember, I was at 351 billion a second ago. So let's very quickly go and look what we are on now. 352.8 billion. So I've just generated nearly 3 billion HL in that minute or so, basically. Now, I have over 1 trillion RP. Let's cut to when I have spent all 1.2 trillion, shall we? And then we can take a look at the before and the after for my HL count. So, we'll be right back. Okay, so we've now finally spent all of the RP we had accrued. Fair warning, 1.2 trillion takes a good few hours to spend. I have quite literally just spent about 3-4 hours sitting here mashing the X button. But let's take a look at how much HL we actually have now. So, we are now on 1.2 trillion. That basically means we have gained a trillion HL from that, okay? And when you think about it, I had a trillion RP. Yeah, I had a trillion RP, but I earned 20 billion RP from simply changing the evilities on these 5 characters once. That means it is incredibly fast to farm. But here's the thing as well, okay? With this much HL, there is quite literally nothing else I could ever need. That is more than enough for all of the item duping required. It's more than enough for, you know, boosting Parika's HP and SP and so on and so forth. But though, everybody, that is going to be it for this video. I hope you've enjoyed, and I really hope it has helped. If it has, then please be sure to smash that like button and drop a comment down below. And of course, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any more content. As always, everybody, thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.